I'm
Alright.
sorry. I'm on one today. I'll reel it
Everyone
in.
yell at
I'll reel
Mika,
it in.
please.
You're 11.
No, I have Pepsi.
Okay.
Not sponsored.
Not Sprite.
Not
Not Sprite.
sponsored.
Hashtag not ad.
All right, I tagged you in the two that I could find.
Okay, I
don't know if-
can't use Discord when I'm streaming for us.
Never
so
mind.
Sorry, it doesn't exist actually and is fake. Also, everybody, just a quick check. Please let me know if the levels are funky or anything when you can. Obviously, I mean the audience, not y'all, because I can't help y'all. But audience, I can help. So if I'm too loud, if everybody else is too loud, please feel free to just yell at me throughout, and I will try and adjust accordingly. But hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Fifth House. This was meant to be our final episode, but then y'all went and raised like a ton of money. So
How dare
just kidding. You get 3 more
Do
after
it again.
this. Do it again.
you? You won't, coward.
But you won't.
Yeah,
You're all
do it.
coward.
You won't help a bunch of trans kids, but you won't, coward.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you're all having a lovely day. So yeah, we're gonna have a 2-week break after this episode. But hopefully our characters are left unharmed and feeling fine, right, Ed?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All
Yeah,
right.
continue.
Yeah, all right. So Ed, do you want to
Sounds good.
tell us about yourself and where we can find you, huh, guys?
You can find me on Twitter at Edward_Spence_. I also run a D&D stream every Wednesday, and I DM another stream on Thursday with Cantrip Breakers. I've been watching a lot of Barry recently, so I really want to move to LA, even though it's literally about actors not doing well in LA, but it's also a really good show. Anyway, I'm rambling. Continue. Go.
Speaking of LA, Sam, would you like to
Yeah,
nailed
about yourself
Ed,
and
you
what
are
do?
welcome to move here. Come hang out. And I'm Sam. It's nice to see everybody again. I'm really sad that this is our last session for 2 weeks because I don't know what to do with my Saturdays now. But anyway, I'm a variety caster. I stream Monday through Friday, and I can talk. I swear, my brain just like said
We're
goodnight.
killing it today. Go
I don't know what's
team.
going on.
Oh my goodness. Let's
Um,
go.
Yeah, social media. That's me. I'm Sam. I'll do it better later at the end of the show. Thanks.
Don't worry. It's not like the whole stream is us talking or anything. We're gonna nail this. It's totally fine. I'll get the last horrible communicator out of the way. No pressure, everybody else. But hi, I'm Harley, aka Browitchery. I'm
Thought you were
Browitcher
gonna
on
say me.
everything. I play a bunch of narrative-driven stuff on my channel, and this week I'm going to be playing a lot of Nier Automata and also First Class Trouble tomorrow with a pal and some other pals. And then on Saturday, I have the Shrek 2 recreation that is definitely ready and done. And I'm raising money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital, so you should come on by. It would be fun. Anyway, Mika.
Watch this, professional. Hi, everyone. I'm RIP Mika. You can find me on any social media site at RIP Mika. Every Saturday, I'm here, except we're going to take a 2-week break, which is going to suck. But I'll still be here if you guys want to come just like watch Magnus be sad.
You can like take the stream key somehow and like just
Yeah, I'm going to hack into the stream and then
Alright.
just sit here and wait for Ed to show up and GM me next week.
Solo
You're
TV,
in
solo
Shrek
stories.
2. Like
Yeah, you're gonna be with us. We need you next
you're not
week.
in the live thing, but like I'm gonna
I'll get a time turner
like
like Hermione, and I'll be
Okay.
in 2 places at once.
oh, boy.
Oh.
And D-Tune. What about you?
Hi.
What do you do? Where are you?
I'm DTune. I stream on twitch.tv/DTune, XDTune everywhere else. I'm also in the Shrek thing, and I still haven't seen the movie. I'm so sorry. I will watch it tonight,
You
I
have
promise.
a costume of your character that somebody
I have a
handmade
costume.
and sent you. You have a DVD of the full collection of Shrek that somebody sent you.
Literally
spitting in their faces right now, not in a
17
fun way.
hours of Shrek.
Sit through all of it.
I will. I'll watch it
Shrekening.
tonight. The Shrekening is happening. I do a lot of indie horror games, a lot of indie games. I'm playing through Undertale for the very first time, and I'm falling in love with that game. It's incredible. And I'm gonna try my best not to put us in a Cheeto room again today.
Aww.
I'm not against it.
I thought you were talking about Undertale. I was like, they have Cheetos in Undertale?
There's Cheetos everywhere.
Toby Fox is a genius. Well, someone who had a wonderful time in the Cheeto room was Bella's character. Bella, who do you play, and where can we find you?
Hi, I'm Bella. Yellow Spoon Girl is what I go by on the internet. I play V. I'm Yellow Spoon Girl and everything. I haven't been streaming as much as I should because I've been really depressed. But I made a painting recently, and if you ever want to watch a little art or have little conversations, I'm Yellow Spoon Girl, and you could find me there. And yeah, I'm very sad that this will be gone for 2 weeks. I could do this for the rest of my life.
Tell us so. Let's fill up the chat with sadness. That's a good.
Bet you're not as sad as us.
But sad as we are. We're really sad.
We're way more sad.
If you gifted some.
That would make us all feel a lot better.
You know what would put a smile on these faces? If you donated to charity and maybe drop some subs to the channel. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. If you sub to the channel, it'll make us happy.
But who knows? I might just tell Ed to kill off my character because I'm so
Oh my
sad.
god, they're an 11-year-old.
Yeah, just kill all of us. It's fine. We won't make it to 110 like V thought.
Like, what's the point if we're not getting donations to help trans kids?
Yeah.
Why are we even here? Like, it's just so demotivating. It's like, I want to believe you, chat, when you say that you care about us, but then when you don't give us your money, it just doesn't seem real.
They say they care about trans kids, but do they? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Do they?
I feel like every member
What's
of our
going on?
audience who is like a
We're a bunch of
minor or
bullies.
doesn't have like disposable income is like, what do I do now? And I'm like, you just thank you, Danny, for gifting 5 subs. I can feel
Danny's the best
happiness
roommate.
again. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you so much, so Danny, for gifting those 5 subs to the community. It's very sweet of you. Speaking of gifts subs, by the way, we have banned the there's new hype train emotes, not some very cute animals, but one of them is a spider. So I've banned that word in the chat so that will not come up. Hopefully, unless I banned it wrong. But so just a heads up, everyone, this is a safe space for arachnophobes.
I appreciate it.
You are so welcome. Don't you
A
worry.
lot.
I can't promise that Sissel will be completely safe, but you are safe, my
True.
love.
I like spiders.
As long as V's riding the spider, I think Sis will be fine.
You'll be alright.
I know. I'm still waiting until V gets her shot at riding a spider.
V wants a mount. What level does V unlock a mount? But before we start today, we do have a bunch of fan works to go through. So I'm gonna show you all of that because you guys do really cute stuff in the Discord, ! Discord, if you wanted to see them in a much higher resolution than we're about to see them in, because somebody had a very foolish ambition where she was like, all art is in landscape, right? No, absolutely not. However, I do want to kick us off with just a fantastic one, which is this one by Sam. And I love it. And
Yes!
look at it though.
I love it so much.
Oh, it's
So good.
So good.
It's so good.
Ezra's hair, just V's everything, Magnus, the expressions, Dot being this big. It's just it all came together. It's beautiful. I love it. Everybody
It's so
stands
good.
Sam. Oh my goodness. It's so cute.
No. Next art,
so
please.
good.
Okay, next art is by Haze Flux, and it's so cool. And I love how Bimby is there.
Whoa.
It's so good. I love it.
I love that. Oh my
I love
God.
Hazel.
So
with the
good.
glasses.
And it
On
look
my
at
head.
Bunny. Yeah.
All the highlights.
I know. Ugh, I
So
love it. He's just
Oh, it's so
Ezra's
good.
hair, it's so good. Amazing. Stunning.
You got my sweater. Love that.
Yeah, and also my cardigan is just all the attention to detail. Mwah. Thank you so much, Hazel.
Beautiful.
It's really nice. And then we have this one, which is the most important one. Let me make this a little bit bigger so we can all get this correctly.
Oh my god.
I asked them to make this.
I like where Sissy is. It's controversial, but I think it's right. I think Ed would be like the smack middle of between the pulling into the drive-through and ordering a single coffee
That's
and
so
McDonald's. Ed
funny.
is right in the middle to me.
Yeah.
Oh
Sissel's
my
like, I don't know.
gosh.
I'll just go along with it, I guess.
She's
She's not the leader, but she's the follower.
I am
So
almost
good.
exactly halfway between John Mulaney and his dad, I feel. So
yeah,
this is
exactly.
perfect.
I got it. I got you right. And then we have this one also by James,
Oh yeah.
which is really good.
Oh my.
Apartment
Based-
complex.
Based on what?
I find it quite simple.
I like that Dot and V are together, just up there being little neurodivergent beans. Like, do you tell me that a shrimp fried the shrimps?
It's like Ezra and I always trying to make sure V's okay. We're just like, what is this based on?
Based on what?
Agnes is a little too rich down there. Like, you guys don't live in houses?
Okay.
Apartment complex?
Probably
Okay.
complex. It'd be simple to live in just like a 3-story house, right? And then we have This by Avalon, which is amazing. And Avalon's been working on this, I think, since the first episode. So she's captured the moment when we walk in the train cars.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
I
the
think
cats.
Vlad's there as well. Like, I'm pretty sure it's Vlad. And I'm like, Vlad's there. And Dot, the fact that Dot splayed themselves up with their leggies is there. Bunny has like a seat to... Is Bunny got a cushion to herself?
Yeah, I
got a
think so.
I love that.
Live in the lap of
my
luxury.
God.
And then Alpine and Bimby are just up.
Yeah,
Bim's
Bimbo's
surveying
up
everything.
top, being like,
Bessie's like staring into someone's soul. I'm here.
pets up there. That's so cute.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
beautiful.
my God.
But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. We also had an art by Lafferty, but for some reason my computer was like, you didn't save that. It's gone now. So Lafferty, if you're there, please feel free to link your art and we can all go wow and I'll show it off next session. You get your own little moment. I'm so sorry that my computer ate your art because I think it was really nice and I remember it and it was really sweet. But thank you all so much for the fan works and also Sam doing art and also me doing a video and us just being nerds for our own characters.
Oh, what was the video you did?
All right,
Yeah. I don't think I've ever
I'd like to
seen
see a
it.
video.
Yeah.
Has
Can you
everyone
show us
seen
the
it?
video?
Because I don't. There's got to be
Good.
one person in chat that
There's-
hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah,
Maybe
like-
we should
There's a
show
video.
them this
Like, have you
masterpiece.
seen
Okay, fine.
Harley's
Yes,
acting?
yes,
job?
yes,
Full
yes,
DMCA.
yes, 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 yes.
Hey.
Yeah,
We'll just talk over
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
DMCA'd. All right.
Oh, I'm gonna shut the heck up.
We can do our own version. Why not me?
Okay, here it is, everybody. If you want to see Harley, big nerd hours.
Dang,
big-
y'all see that on Twitter? You should totally go follow it as
Whoa,
well.
Brad
Bro.
Richard.
Also, if you guys want to live tweet this, make sure to use the hashtag the fifth house.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
It'd be great. Occasional's like, it's that vid, and I'm like, it's that video, it's that one. That
So
Harley
everyone
did.
should stand Dot because of this video for
Please.
sure.
I don't know how loud it's gonna be. I hope not super loud. Anyway, here we go,
I
everybody.
hope it blows my ears
Aston.
out.
Same.
Anyway, that was lame. Whoever made that was probably stupid.
I think my favorite part is Dot tucking her tie into her skirt.
I didn't
I
even
love it
notice the
so
wrist
much.
thing. you
yeah,
had
that
on.
was like
Wow.
the what's the word? That was in my head. Like my initial idea for the video is the idea of her practicing for so long that her wrist starts to hurt, so she has to like put a brace on. That was like where I was like, that's what I'm gonna base the video around. And I don't think I got it across properly, but like it's there. It's the layers to it. Oh my goodness.
I love that. You're
So
so
good.
good.
But anyway, back to the game and not being lame. Anyway, get out of here. Absolutely not. Oh yeah, Avalon, we were standing your art. You did miss it, but we were standing your art and how pretty it is, and I love it, and it's so cozy, and I want a print of it. It's so nice. It brings me joy.
It's really good.
But I'm gonna hand things over to Ed. He's gonna look after us today, right, Ed?
Yeah.
Okay, why like that? Why
No reason. Oh, sorry. Before we begin, cool. No, that's cool.
Here we go.
Obviously, a huge shout out to Chris Ianiti for the system that we're playing with. You can find him at Wax Steven over on Twitter. Do go follow him; he's incredible. And to Facilian Studios for all of the music that you're going to be hearing this episode. And that's it. So let's get into it. Let's sit back as we continue forging ahead with the brand new canon and in canon of Hogwarts as we continue to play in the wonderful world of Harry Potter in our 5th episode of the 5th House, Chapter 6. Winter's Fall. Previously, in the 5th House. Recovering from their encounter on the edges of the Forbidden Forest, having seen a silvery, ghostly image of Sissel within its depths, the group were escorted into Hagrid's hut, where they were treated to hot chocolate and the company of Bill, a small black niffler. Recounting their experiences to the head of herbology, Professor Neville Longbottom, he advised they put the experience behind them and head back to their common rooms. And as the Ravenclaw students made their way to their house tower, Professor Longbottom escorted Dot to the hospital wing where, accompanied by Magnus, they were both seen to by Madame Abbott. And as Sissel spoke with her brother and Violet found a small gift from Peeves by her bedside table, a small ceramic pot of dead insects for Bunny, which she gladly helped herself to as well, Ezra heard a voice coming from the Ravenclaw bathroom. The voice of James Potter. In the middle of a prank in which he was replacing the communal toothpaste with you-know-poo, Ezra saw that he was in possession of an invisible cloak and a moving map of Hogwarts. And after a brief discussion about how Magnus was doing, James left, his mischief managed. And coming down in the morning, the three Ravenclaws were met by a very bruised and battered Dot and Magnus, both the victim of somewhat misjudged spellcasting, their attempts to decode more of the tomes belonging to the four founders. And after a brief trip once more to the hospital wing and a day of lessons, the group headed off to discover the entrance to the fifth house. Meeting with Shannon on the 7th floor, he introduced them to the Room of Requirement. A magical space that became anything you could wish for, and after a quick experiment involving an entire room full of hot Cheetos, something everyone save for Ezra and Dot were utterly confused by, before turning their attention to the matter at hand, entering the fifth house. Heading back outside, Sissel focused on the stone wall of the corridor, and before their eyes, it transformed into a large set of double doors. Steeling themselves, they entered. And as the doors closed behind them, they found themselves in an empty common room, covered in dust and cobwebs. But as they delved deeper, down a set of spiral stairs, they were met by a giant, immovable, circular stone door. Upon its surface was carved a skull with a strange symbol on its forehead, surrounded by a trio of figures, each visited by death, and gifted with 3 items: a wand, a stone, and a cloak that Ezra noted looked very, very similar to the one that James was wearing the previous night. But in front of this, stood upon a stone pedestal, the group saw something else. A small glass orb full of white mist. And picking it up, the students noticed that as it got closer to Sissel, it began to form shapes and figures. Picking it up, you saw a centaur, and in front of her 4 figures, one of whom wore the sorting hat of Godric Gryffindor. The centaur spoke of their collective shame, that the fifth house would remain forever closed unless a student of the house should enter Hogwarts, one who has walked in both worlds, a child of death. As Shannon escorted them out, though not before Dot swiped the strange glass orb from its podium, he made them promise one thing: never to re-enter the room. The group promised, with Magnus's fingers firmly crossed behind his back, and after a quiet word with Sissel, though not entirely unnoticed by Dot and Magnus, Shannon left them alone in the corridor to head to their respective common rooms. So as you move away from the Room of Requirement, sealed behind you and moving down from the 7th floor to your respective common rooms, is there anything that you would like to do or any conversations that you would like to have as you walk?
I don't think so.
Okay. So you part ways, around halfway down the castle, with Dot and Magnus heading in the direction of the Hufflepuff common room, into which you are currently finding yourselves, while the Slytherin dungeon is cleared of the waters of the Black Lake. And Ezra, Sissel, and V, you head in the direction of Ravenclaw Tower. And unless there is anything that anyone would like to do before they go to bed.
Ezra's gonna write down some of the things that we just saw inside the room, and specifically excited to introduce my favorite snack to my friends, even though my friends hated the snack. I was just excited to share a piece of home with my new friends.
I text
Before-
Ezra a picture of Bimby.
Before Ezra, you go to your dorm, and we're like in the common room. I want us to grab our journals. Ezra, do you mind grabbing the journal that you took?
Oh yeah, of course.
And I want to run up and grab mine, and then run down. What's the name of that year 2 spell that reveals?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's like Arapecium or something.
That
Wait,
one.
look.
As long as we all know what it does.
Aparecium. Aparecium.
Aparecium. Sorry, I threw Doc's spell list on the ground in a very in-character fashion. I just give up. No more.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. Well, back down in the common room with my Ravenclaw book. I would like to try that spell.
Okay, so if you can make a magic roll for me and -1 because it is 1 year ahead of what your casting level is.
Okay. Oh,
Ooh.
So, sorry, it's been a while. 8 or 9. So, choose 2 side effects.
Okay.
Another player takes a condition, diminished effect, someone is alerted, or your wand is thrown and lands nearby.
let's pick 2 of those.
Mhm.
Let's do. My wand is thrown. I want someone to be alerted. Nobody repicks that. Let's do it. Chaos
Okay.
at the start.
So you flick your wand, and as you do so, it flies across the common room, and you see that it lands on the lap of the student that you saw heading up the Ravenclaw Quidditch team, and that is Konami Adesina, who is sat there reading a book, and it flies across and lands on her, and she just looks up. You missing this?
Yeah, sorry.
No, not a problem.
Thank you. I
You're,
grab it from her.
Trying to cast something above your ear?
Just a little bit. It's not too much.
Okay.
Just trying to give it a go.
Okay. Well, I can see you take after your brother. Anyway, I'll leave you to it.
Thank you.
She heads over, but you notice that as she does so, she is keeping an eye on you, and she sort of glances down to the book in front of you, this very heavy leather and very dusty tome, and just keeps an eye on you and it. But as you sit there and look at the pages, looking at the gaps, nothing appears to happen to it.
Dang it. Well, okay. She slams it back together.
A small
That's it.
puff of dust just flies up, causing you to sneeze a little bit. But
Which I'm sorry, which house book was that?
Ravenclaw, I think you have Hufflepuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Ezra, seeing you being so confident in doing it, Ezra's like, okay, well, I know that there was nothing in that book, but there might be something in this one, so I want to give it a try too.
okay.
So I'm going to roll 2d6.
Okay.
Let me see. Do I have any? That's for magic too, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be -1.
-1. Yep.
Okay.
So as you point your wand in the direction of the book, and sort of with a, how hard can it be? You just poke it down, and there is a, as you just fly back in your seat, you are dazed as you just feel parts of your vision and your mind just kind of reveal themselves in front of you and then sort of start to dissipate in front of you as well. It's very disorienting. It's kind of like standing up and getting a blood rush, but it lasts for around 5 minutes as you just sit there, just kind of dizzy, but nothing happens to the book in front of you.
Ezra, are you okay?
There's stars. Is the spell supposed to give
Oh, no.
give me
Uh,
night star vision?
Nope, let's get you upstairs.
Uh-oh.
Like I'm just lifting him up, and I'm like, sorry, we'll figure it out
Uh-oh.
another time.
Okay, don't forget the book. I gotta lay down.
I like have 2 big tomes under my arm, like okay, and I got a bigger person next to me. Let's go.
You
You're like,
just
it's a-
watch as the two of them just stagger away towards the white marble statue of Rowena Ravenclaw and towards the dormitories.
It's the energy of like carrying a bunch of chairs at once, being like, I can do it, go away.
I've got this.
You
Whoops.
guys, why are you doing stuff that you can't do yet?
We didn't know we couldn't do it until we tried to do it, and now we know we can't do it.
Why do you want to be grown up doing all this crazy stuff? Why are you trying to do that? You could just hang out instead. You don't have to be doing all this stuff with your sticks.
Well, once I can stop seeing outer space, maybe we can just hang out and draw pictures.
Okay, I just feel like you guys rather do stuff with sticks instead of doing something fun and age appropriate, like going into the forest.
No,
No, V, no.
Ezra's trying so hard to be, Ezra in this situation, but I'm so like dazed and out of it that I'm just stumbling over.
V, can you help me, Ezra?
Yeah, Ezra, what do you need? You're kind of heavy, so I don't know if I can carry you, but I can carry your hand or one of your legs. Maybe not. That looks like a big old
Try to carry
rock.
each leg.
We can carry Ezra, yes.
Do
Just-
you want to
I
try?
just-
Yes, can we? Let's carry.
What are we
Let's
rolling?
carry.
Can you make a struggle check for me?
Oh no, you're gonna throw me down a staircase.
We might. What's that under? Oh no.
Wait, it's
What's that,
She's
Sam?
small!
What's that? Sorry,
Sorry,
what
is that a 2?
Is that a 2?
I had a -2 to body, which is even worse.
oh,
One
Got a
leg's up.
7. Okay.
As you're guiding him towards the dorms, you start making your way up the stairs. And with the 2 very large books in one arm, Sissel, you just feel Ezra ever so slightly just to shift and slip out of your grip. And
Oh,
there is just a moment that time seems to stop as Ezra, you just, and you and Violet just, and you stumble a little bit and slam into the nearby wall. And you manage to hit your head, Ezra, as you just suddenly, the stars are back and you are just staggering about a little. Oh, and you're starting to see 2 of your friends. There are 4 in front of you at the moment, just looking in your direction.
I'm so sorry.
We're taking
Did you
so
cast the
much.
star spell again? What? What? Where?
I knew you were
what?
too big. Maybe we can do a spell and make you small, and you could fit in a jar, and you could be Bunny's best friend, and I could sneak you into the girl area, and I could show you it.
Which V is talking? What? Where?
There's only one. Are you making friends with somebody else with my name?
V, we need to get Ezra to lay down.
I
I don't think he's
He-
well.
He,
am
he
lost.
has another secret, V best friend.
Where are we?
Can I call out to the Ravenclaw Quidditch girl?
Yeah, sure.
What was her name again?
Konami.
Konami, can I get your help, please? We've got a man
sure.
down.
There's a lot of stars.
Ezra, what if we get you some beans or something for energy?
Okay, come here.
Beanergy?
Do you want Cheetos? We can find the room and get you those nasty things you like.
Yes. No. Huh.
Sissy, he's being weird.
I think he's concussed.
What's that?
His head hurts a lot. And I
Is he
think
gonna
Hmm.
be different now?
No, I think he just needs maybe some sleep.
I need sleep time bed.
Naomi
in
just
help.
puts her arm under you and just goes, "Yep, I've seen bludgers do this before. Okay, come on, let's get you up the stairs."
Thank you.
Not a problem. Just be careful next time. And she looks down at the 2 tomes in your arm and just, okay, Ezra, was it?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna take this one step at a time. Okay, so 1.
Do Do you like hot Cheetos? I tried to give my friends hot Cheetos and they didn't like them.
You know, I haven't heard about hot Cheetos in a really long time. We need to talk more. Okay, come on, let's get you up. And
Okay.
the two of you watch as Ezra disappears up the stairs, and you two are left on your own with Bunny and the books.
Okay. I think I've learned that I'm not good at taking care of my friends when it comes to magic. So we should probably just head to bed. It's really late. It's been a day.
Sissy, I'm not tired. What if we do something better?
But what do you have in mind?
How about we draw a picture for Ezra so that he doesn't forget who we are?
I like that idea.
Okay.
Let's go to our room and do that, because that could not get us in any trouble at all.
Yeah, we'll make him a drawing and we could write things that we like and things we don't like about him on there.
No,
I don't like the kind
out.
of chips you like, but I do like your hair and the way you are. And you could write it. You could spell it for me.
I'll definitely spell things for you. Don't you worry. I am not gonna let her write that. All right, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Up to our room.
And deeper down in Hogwarts, as Dot and Magnus, you head down towards the Hufflepuff common room. Is there anything that the two of you want to do before the day ends?
Two of who?
Dot and Magnus, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I think that I will take, after having texted the picture of Bimby to my good friend Ezra, who definitely cannot see it because she's dead. I'm going to take off my cardigan and I'm gonna like submerge it in like this little like pot of water that I found with some soap and just start like washing it.
Magnus is gonna go up to his room and pull out the letter that his parents had sent him
Okay.
quite a while ago.
Like 3 sessions ago.
Yeah, first session BB things. He'll stare at it for quite a while. I think he's probably not going to come back down to talk to Dot because he's so wrapped up in this right now.
Okay.
And eventually he will open it, like after everyone's gone to bed.
So you open it up, and as you break its seal and pull out the letter inside, you see that there is something else behind it, another sort of slightly thicker bit of paper. And you see that it is a moving photograph. Which would you like to look at first?
The photograph?
So, turning it over, you see that signed in one corner are the words, Colin Creevy, last day of term, 1994. And as for the photo itself, it is of a large, sprawling common room full of leather sofas and beautiful patterned wallpaper and tapestries, and sat in front of a large stone fireplace, with suitcases all piled off to one side, you see a group of smiling Gryffindor students, with their arms around one another, all laughing as they fail to take a photo with one another. And a few you recognise. The first being Professor Longbottom, albeit shorter and a little rounder than he is now. And there are other faces too. The current Minister of Magic, Hermione Granger, who you have seen in the papers. Her now husband, one of the owners of Weasley's Wizard Wheezers. The distinct round glasses and lightning scar of James's father. And in amongst them all, her long, wavy and sand-coloured hair bobbing as she laughs, your mother, my Reed. And they all look very happy.
I'm going to read the letter.
You open it up, and it says the following. Dear Felix, Ian told us the good news, and we're thrilled. Absolutely thrilled for you. No matter which house you were sorted in, we were always going to be proud. Know that we are. It's easy to forget how daunting a first year can be, and I am sure for you, it is no exception. But I want you to know that I felt exactly the same when I was your age. I was scared and worried I wouldn't fit in, but in time I made friends. Friends who I am extremely lucky to have in my life over a decade later. My years in Hogwarts meant the world to me. And they still do. Once again, we are so very proud. I'm happy you get to follow in your brother's footsteps. Here's to seeing the path you carve out in Gryffindor. We love you, Mum and Dad.
I'm gonna crumple the letter up in my hand and probably start crying.
As you sit there on your bed, in a uncharacteristic show of affection, you just feel a soft paw on your arm as Alpine just sits there and cocking her head to one side, just...
Hey, girl. It's just you and me now.
just pushes her head against your arm.
I'm gonna scoop her up uncharacteristically, but I need it right now.
And you sit on your bed, Alpine's purr echoing throughout the Hufflepuff dormitories as night continues on apace. And the week continues, and while the Ravenclaw Tower is seemingly set upon by a very mysterious affliction of constipation, with 43 students in total rushing to Madame Abbott in the hospital wing, classes and homework continue as normal, and things return to an almost regular level once more. And as the week comes to an end and a very wet and bedraggled Filch emerges from the dungeons, the Slytherin students are permitted access back into their house. Despite the water damage that might have occurred in their absence, everything looks almost exactly as it was, as though they never left. And the students, not to mention Alpine and Bimby, are quick to make themselves at home once more. And Vlad, in particular, is very happy to be back in the same dormitory as you, Magnus. But the months continue to wear on. And through your lessons, you learn more of the wizarding world's history, its spells and potions, along with the dark creatures that dwell within it. October comes, with its longer and darker nights, and after a great Halloween feast, one which many of the students notice strangely empty without the presence of the house ghosts, winter is upon you. Snow becomes a very common sight around the school ground, and Magnus, this reminds you that you are actually not all that far from home. And as the weeks go on, excitement starts to build for the first Quidditch match of the year between Gryffindor and Slytherin. And from the castle, as you walk to your respective classes every day, you see off in the distance the teams practicing in the Quidditch pitch in the distance. But over these weeks, you are, of course, able to do things. So, would you like to, let's go round in the order of the alphabet, also known as alphabetical order. Dot.
You always do this. Why do you always do this? You always say alphabetical.
Sorry. We could go reverse if you'd like.
We could go reverse, couldn't we?
We'll go reverse. Yeah, we'll go reverse. So, V, what would you like to do? Clubs, a job, create potions, social activities, practice spellcasting, or studying?
Studying.
Studying. Okay, so if you can just make roll plus mind, please. An 8. Okay, so with an 8, let me just have a look. Is there anything in particular that you're wanting to read about or study, or is it just general work from classes?
General.
General. All right. So the next time you have downtime, you get a +1. So whenever we do this again, you can get a +1 on whatever it is you want to roll in. So you sort of, with the assistance of some of the others, you brave the library a little bit more, and the terrifying librarian, Irma Pintz, who is very, very stern and quite a scary individual, you start to become more accustomed with the system that is employed within the library, and you find yourself taking out books more regularly. And Sissel, what would you like to do over the course of these weeks?
What are my club options?
So kind of anything you want. There's a Quidditch club, there's Wizards Chess Club, there's a book reading club. What are you specifically looking for?
An herbology club.
Yep, so every Thursday with Professor Longbottom, there is a herbology club, and you suddenly realize that this is one of the things that Sissel helps out with as an assistant to Professor Longbottom of sorts. And so if you can make a 2d6 plus soul roll, please.
No, 7.
7. Okay, so on a 7 to a 9, you get to learn a secret from one of the people on your relationship list. Who would you like to talk to?
A secret? What do you mean?
Someone on your relationship list gets to tell you a secret.
I want to learn a secret from Dot.
From me?
From
my
you.
goodness. Okay. A secret of Dot's is that the cardigan that she always wears is one that her mom gave her, so she's very attached to it, and that's why she like washes it by hand, because she doesn't trust herself to use magic on it, and she doesn't want anyone else to like have it. So she's very attached to her cardigan, even though it's like it's too thin now for like the weather. It doesn't like work because it's like an Australian cardigan that's not built for snowy weather or anything, but she still wears it. Even underneath like sweaters, she always wears it.
Secrets.
Magnus, what would you like to do over these weeks?
I was muted. I'm also going to choose clubs.
Clubs is so fun. So if you
But
can make...
Specifically, Magnus is signing himself and Vlad up for the Wizard Card Collectors Club. Because he
Okay.
knows Vlad loves it so much.
So if you can make a soul roll for me, please.
Yes, yes. Oh, please, my soul. Okay. 7.
You also get to find out a secret about one of the individuals here today.
Okay. And it can be a negative or positive relationship, right? Anyone on the relationship list.
Anyone on the relationship list.
I love to learn a secret about V.
Oh boy. Wait.
Does V have secrets?
That's actually true.
Is it like what Dot did? Like I just say a secret? Is that
Or
how
you
it
can
works?
play it out, whichever you feel.
It could be something that you think Magnus might have seen V doing or like heard.
Okay, I have one for you. V has a phobia of mirrors and doesn't look in them.
Oh wow, okay. Ooh, that's juicy.
Like severe phobia.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, so Ezra, what would you like to do?
I would like to practice spell casting.
Okay.
Ezra still feels a little bit bad about locking up Sissy's legs like that, and was like, what if I didn't get it right? What if I really hurt Sissy? So I'm determined to get better at magic.
Okay. So if you can make a magic roll for me, please.
And then it's a 2d6, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
12. Hello. Okay.
Give me that 12.
Excellent. Okay, so on a 10 plus, you temporarily add an additional spell to your spell bank for the next session. So until the next session, you can have an additional spell of your choice.
And for a year 1 spell, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So as as Magnus and Vlad join the card collecting club, and it is a fairly quiet affair, often meeting in the library and sort of whispering in one corner. And it is through this that you see V across the way, and you see that every time she enters into the library, there is a mirrored surface hanging on the wall, and she avoids this for the most part, and it's something that you notice over the weeks. And Ezra, as you were practicing your spellcasting, you were becoming an increasingly assured spellcaster, and you start to push the limits of what you can do a little more, and it's quite exciting and quite a thrill. And Dot, what would you like to do?
Hello, I have a question. There's the club section, right, which is where you mentioned the Quidditch club, but there is a Quidditch team section. If I'm not on the Quidditch team, can I still use that downtime move? Where I'm like practicing Quidditchy things, or no?
So I would say that's probably reserved strictly for the Quidditch team.
Perfect.
But with the Quidditch club, it's more of kind of a thing that's set up to ease first years into Quidditch, rather than we're gonna throw some bludgers around now.
Woo! Okay, I would say that Dot would probably go to the Quidditch club then, because this is physical activity is the one thing that she knows and she's good at is sports, so she really wants to get into that as soon as she can, so that she feels more at home in Hogwarts. So that is that a 2d6 plus soul?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so that's +1. 12.
You are a natural at Quidditch. You join initially sort of a little bit nervous. You've done sport before, but this is very, very different. The aerial element to it is something that is quite daunting, even after your lessons with Madam Hooch. But led as it is by Sarah Kurtzman, who is one of the Slytherin prefects, she guides the first years and a couple of second years and those who aren't on the team and are there wishing to learn. But you take to it like a duck to water, as almost immediately you are passing the quaffle around and you learn more about the role of the bludger and the chaser and the seeker and the keeper. It is incredibly exciting, and especially throughout the winter months as everyone starts to wrap up a little more, while the wind, as you race through the air, is bracing. It is probably the most alive you have felt at Hogwarts. And you also get to find out a secret about someone on your relationship list.
Whoa, that's so wacky, crazy. I would like to know a secret about Magnus.
Okay.
Whenever Magnus is alone, he sings to himself. And if you ever don't know where Magnus is, you could probably choose one of the magical musical rooms, and he'd be playing a piano at any point. He doesn't like to tell anyone he can do that, though.
Okay.
So one time coming back from Quidditch Club, you pass one of these rooms, and you hear the tinkling of keys coming from the door, and looking through the gap in the door, you see Magnus sat at the piano, playing away and humming along.
It's probably something sad, to be honest with you.
Okay, alrighty then. Okay. I love it of Dot being like, oh, it's so pretty, wow, so pretty, and then walking away and being like, that was really sad, actually. Wait.
So, over the weeks, as well as your lessons, many of you also receive correspondence from your parents. Violet, you receive letters primarily checking in with how your classes are going and telling you that they've recently been speaking with Horace Slughorn himself and how chuffed he is to have another member of the family in the school and how they're all expecting great things. And Cecil, your parents continue to check in, sometimes through letters. And Ezra, Danny shows you where the Owlery Tower stands and shows you how to send letters from there. And your mother frequently calls to see how you're finding this strange, magical new world. And she also says, while it's early to be asking, it will be good to know whether you plan to return home for Christmas, because if so, she will go ahead and book the flights from Heathrow Airport. And Magnus, over the weeks as well, you frequently see Ian in his Quidditch robes as preparations for the Slytherin match continue in earnest. And much of his time is spent with either the team or with Maisie and James, and the few times that he sees you from across the room, he keeps a wide berth over the weeks.
Good, because I keep one too.
And Dot, you receive texts from your grandmother Lois, and occasionally, signal permitting within the walls, spotty as reception is, both in the Highlands of Scotland and in such a magical environment, you occasionally get the odd call. And on one of these, much as with Ezra, your grandmother asks, so will you be coming back for Christmas? Back to Cambridge, dear?
No, because I think that it would maybe be nice to stay at Hogwarts because, like, no offense, and I want to come back for the holidays, but because I can't go home to my parents, I don't want to go to you because then they might feel like I was like choosing you over them, and I don't want to hurt their feelings. So, and I'm waiting to see what they if they send me a letter to see what they say about me going. If they want me to go home as well, I probably have to do the same thing and say no. So, but I will come home for the summer.
Well, I've been updating your parents as to everything you've been telling me, and
do they know how the owls work? Because I remember I sent you a letter to send them to tell them how the owls work, but I don't know if they're having problems with the Australian ones if they can't get over here.
I'll check. All right.
Okay. And did you and I also sent them did you send them the essay that I did, because I got a really good mark on it, so I sent it, and that was the only copy that I had.
I did. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be sure to prod them and let them know to get back to you.
Okay, thank you. Did you have a look at it before you sent it?
I did.
It was really good, right?
I can't pretend I understood all of it, but I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you, dear.
Thank you. I hope they like it.
I do. Right, well, I will love you and I will leave you, and you'll have to tell me more about this this broom sport that you've discovered.
It's
Quidditch.
Quidditch.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And I will. I've built a nest for whenever the owl comes. It was quite a shock, the first one, but I'm adjusting, as I'm sure you are.
Yeah, they're really nice. I think there's different treats you can give them, and then they don't sort of claw your finger that badly when they're sitting on it. That's what Ezra told me anyway. That's my friend in Ravenclaw, the one with the taller one.
Well, I'm glad you're settling in with such a good crowd.
They're really nice. They're really, really nice.
Good. Well, let's get off. The kettle's on the boil, but I will speak to you soon, darling, all right?
Okay, cool. I love you.
I love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And as you hang up, you find that you are, as you're walking through the castle, in a very long corridor. And all around you, on each wall, there are moving photographs, all of which display Quidditch teams from previous years, all of them grinning and standing proudly alongside one another, holding brooms and looking around as the pitch stands behind them. And each one of them, you see, there are two people holding bats, but in the center, next to the captain, there is always someone who is holding a small winged golden ball, the Snitch. And as you walk along the corridor, you're just glancing at all of these, looking at the frames and the engraved names of the students underneath. And then you see a face you think you recognize. And upon closer inspection, you realize why. Because looking at the engraved names underneath this particular photo, you see a surname you recognize. Trill. And a first name. Zachariah. And standing there, in amongst the others, no more than 16 or 17 years old, you see an individual that is almost the spitting image of Ezra. Tall, with light brown skin and long black hair, he smiles with those around him as they hold aloft the Quidditch cup, the Ravenclaw team jubilant in celebration.
I'm gonna go find Ezra. No, wait, I'm gonna text Ezra because I can just text Ezra, actually. I'm gonna text Ezra and be like, hey, where are you? Can we meet up at the Allery?
I got the text message, and then as I'm looking at it, I realize I have something set in my drafts from when I hit my head. And I'm just gonna just send it over and say, hey, I guess I wanted to say this to you. I don't know what it means. I'm gonna put it in our in here.
Is it a bunch of poop emojis? The stars are indoor and the noggin is bonked. Where did the mermaid sleep?
I'm just texting back. I don't know what that meant. It was a while ago. Hopefully you understand.
I don't. Do you mean like a planet, planar? And I'm like trying to like spell it right on my phone. My like autocorrects are coming out. Planetary room in the museum, maybe you were in a house like that. Anyway, Allery, and then I'm gonna press send and I'm gonna sprint over to the Allery.
Okay. And I'm coming over to Owlery now.
Okay.
So, Ezra, you've become more accustomed to the Owlery over time. It is a tall tower with a spiral staircase around its outside, and the tower itself, or the top of it, is filled with small nooks and nests, most of which is covered in bird excrement, just dripping and dried down the inside. And there is hay everywhere, and the constant sound of whoo, 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 just echoing around the tower. And you arrive there first, and walking over the bridge towards it, you see, bracing against the snowy air all around, Dot approaching.
Hi, Dot. Have you been up here before?
Yeah, no, I've been here a couple of times. I just wanted to come back up here again because I have to send a letter. So I was just wondering if you could just help, because the owls always scratch me. So I thought maybe you could help me. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Here, let me call down Jupiter so you can just see. I'll show you where you're not supposed to hold the owls. Maybe that
Okay.
will help.
All right. Okay.
And I call Jupiter over, and Jupiter just lands on top of my hair. So don't touch the owl here, talking about the wings, here, the neck, or here, the feet. You can pat them on the head, but don't try
Do I
to
just grab them like a cat on the back of the neck?
No.
No.
If you need to, grab them from their body if they want to be picked up. Sometimes they do, or just pull out your arm and sometimes they'll just land.
Jupiter.
And I'm just like, Jupiter, just go. It's fine.
And there is as the wings just go, and you feel these talons just land upon your forearm, Dot, and they grip ever so slightly, and it's a little bit painful, but they don't break the skin.
Hello, Jupiter. Wait, I can't use her for a letter, right? Because she's your one.
I mean, I've honestly just been calling my mom, so if you would like to send a letter, I'm sure Jupiter would love the exercise.
Yeah, okay, wait, okay, wait, hang on. Can you, here, and I pull out like a letter. I pull out a letter that's like 6 pages long, and I'm like, okay, this is the front one. Can you write on this that Jupiter is your owl and she's special? It's because then my grandma will know to like give her extra water and stuff.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, I can't because I have owl. Also,
Kinda fill it
I was wondering, because Shannon's gonna help us with Quidditch stuff. But I was wondering if maybe you could like ask your dad if he can help me with Quidditch stuff as well, because I just want any advice that I can get, and if someone's from like
My dad?
yeah, because your dad was like on the Ravenclaw team when he was here.
Wait. Wait, slow down. What?
Your dad was on the Ravenclaw team when he was here, so I was wondering if I'm not trying to like impose or like copy him or anything. It's just he looks really happy with the team, so I thought maybe he would know stuff.
I don't know how. I haven't. My dad disappeared when I was younger. I have the fondest memories of my dad when I was a baby, but can you show me this?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't know that happened. I just
No,
thought because
no,
he's
no.
like right there in the hole. Okay, wait, I'm sorry, can you write the thing for my grandma?
Yeah,
Okay,
of
because
course.
my palm's starting to get sore. Okay.
Jupiter, come back.
Just lands in the nest of your hair.
And
So I Dot, I need you to show me this. I need to see this.
okay. He looked really nice, if that helps. But it's just this way. And once we've attached the letter to Jupiter and stuff, I will bring Ezra over to where I saw him in the hole.
She flies off into the snowy air, off until she is nothing more than a speck in the distance and then disappears. And you make your way through the castle until eventually you come to the large wall of moving photos. And tracing your footsteps back, eventually you come to the correct one. The 1988 picture of the Ravenclaw team.
There it is. He's with all of his friends. He does look really, really nice. But that's his name. It's Zachariah. Did you know that that was his name?
Yeah.
He looks just like you.
Ezra just kind of drops his journal and is just in disbelief to see a photo of a moving picture of his dad. Dot, I've only ever seen a few photos, but like it's like our photos. Like still I've never seen my dad move.
Dot's gonna pick up the journal off the ground.
Can you just give me a bit? I need to process this.
Yeah, okay, that's okay. And I'm gonna step to the side and I'm just gonna look around the other photos around that one to see if I can find Zachariah and any other ones to be able to show Ezra.
You see that he is present in the year before and the year after, but these are the three that he seems to be relegated to. And you get the impression that it is in 5th year, 6th year, and his final year.
There's another 2. If you wanted to look at him in other 2, I'll go now.
Yeah, can I see my notebook?
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry. And I give him the notebook.
Ezra's just kind of just in shock, trying to fully grasp what they're seeing right now. Seeing, you know, a moving image of their dad, but happy and in their element, and just seeing how much we kind of look alike, and it's just, yeah, Ezra's just kind of speechless, trying to understand.
You know, maybe they have yearbooks, or there might be professors who knew him while he was here, and we could find out where he went.
Oh, okay, I don't want to get my hopes up, but I think looking at yearbooks might be nice, and then maybe Professor Longbottom seemed really nice, and maybe I can ask
Hagrid's
Hagrid
really
too.
nice, and the headmistress looks really old. So I bet they knew him. And you know what's
Ezra's just laughing through tears at that.
But you know what's really cool is and she's like sped on by like the laugh. He's like, it's really cool because he's in Ravenclaw and you're in Ravenclaw, so it's like you're getting house points for the same house that he wanted to win the House Cup, and that means that you're really similar to him, even if you didn't know him. Like, you look like him and you're in the same house as him and everything. I bet he would love that.
Ezra just hits the floor, just
Dot feels she has made a
crying.
mistake.
No, Dot. This is good. This is fine. This is
Are you sure? Because you look really sad.
No, it's not sad tears.
Okay.
It's not happy tears.
Do you want a hug, or do you want a tissue, or do you want some space?
Can I have a hug and then tissue and then a little bit of space?
Absolutely, you got it. And I lean down and I just wrap my little arms around Ezra, even though she's tiny. And I give him a big squeeze. And I'm like, okay, I got a tissue. 1 second. and I like reach into my cardigan and I pull out a handkerchief and I give it to him. It's one of my grandma's, but I've washed it. Don't worry, it's clean, but it is one of my grandma's. So there you go.
Thank you.
You can have that.
Dot, thank you. Thank you so much for this. I knew my dad went here, and I knew that I might find out about him, but I never imagined seeing him and just seeing him happy, and I just thank you.
That's okay. Like, we're gonna get so many stories of him being happy and being good at class and everything. We can ask all the professors about him.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna just sit here in this nice little spot for a bit, but then I might be in the library looking at yearbooks if you want to meet up later.
Yeah. When do you want to do that?
Maybe after whenever our next meal is. Maybe we could eat a little bit. I need to make sure V eats.
Okay.
I need to make sure V eats, and then maybe we can meet up.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. And if you change your mind, that's fine. Just let me know whenever, and I'll come.
Okay. Thank you.
That's all right. No worries. You have a good time with your dad, and I'm gonna waddle off.
Thank you.
Ezra, as Dot's footsteps echo down the corridor, you find a nice stone seat to just gaze upon these 3 photos of your father, only really 4, 5, and 6 years older than you. You feel a sense of contentment. And the week continues on, and eventually, on the second weekend of November, as you all continue your classes, it comes to the day of the Gryffindor versus Slytherin match. And the entire school is buzzing with anticipation. In the dungeons, the excitement is palpable, and even in Ravenclaw Tower, the energy is electric. And as you all head towards the Great Hall for breakfast, seeing one another across the entrance hall, you see that everyone is wearing either red or green paraphernalia over their casual clothes in support of the upcoming game, as they swarm around you. And Magnus, Vlad is with you, and as he often does around large crowds, he shrinks a little into himself and keeps close. But all of you see one another across the entrance hall.
Dot couldn't afford to get like a cloak or a jumper or anything, and it's just like, because she's freezing but wants to go outside and be in the Quidditch mat, so I'm just sort of huddled over, just next to Vlad, probably just being like in the cardigan.
Sissel has like a crossbody bag, and she sees them, and she walks up. She's like, Dot, are you cold?
No. I just feel cold.
Okay, so I've been doing something for you, because I noticed that you're always wearing a sweater with holes in it, and I love knitting, so she's opening up her bag, and she's like, so I made you this sweater because I thought that it would look so good on you, and like the cherries remind me of your hair.
This one?
Yes, do you like it?
Wait, where did you get it? Wait.
I made it.
My grandma knits, and she doesn't even make things as good as this, and she's been doing it for ages, and how did you even do this? But
I've
that's
been
so
doing it for a
pretty.
while. Thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You mentioned that you like my fashion at some point, and I was like, oh, well, I have
Yeah.
time. I
Oh
might
my
as well.
gosh. I like it.
Did you use a knitting spell?
No, I use my hands. Surprise.
How long does that take?
It depends. Yeah, it takes a while, especially with classes and stuff, but I've been doing it at night before bed. It's been relaxing.
Wait.
How do you remember where you left off?
I've been doing it for so long at this point, I just know.
Look, it even fits. It even fits if I wear my other cardigan under it as well.
I'm
got
so glad you love
the
it.
sleevesies. Thank you.
And now we can be knitted sweater friends.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I hope no one thinks that I'm going for Gryffindor though, because it's got red on it. But I have my tie, so it's. I can wear this for Christmas. I've never had a Christmas sweater or anything. This is like a Christmas sweater. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
And as you're having this conversation, there is suddenly a commotion from the Great Hall as a group of Gryffindors walk past chanting, Lennox! 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 As Ian makes his way out of the Great Hall, surrounded by a number of the Quidditch team.
I'm casting a spell.
Okay.
Oh.
No, absolutely not. I'm gonna cast the Trip Jinx on my brother Ian.
Okay.
Not getting away with this. Not
You can't
not
keep
me.
getting away with it.
10.
Oh no.
And he does it.
You watch as he strides.
Actually, an 11. Sorry, I have a +1 to it.
Oh, actually an 11?
Oh,
Actually
my
an 11. Okay, okay.
goodness.
You watch as he strides out from the Great Hall, followed by a number of different members of the Quidditch team. And you see James in there amongst the crowd as well as Maisie, who is following. And as he's looking around, and he notices you, and you see his eyes like clock you for a moment. And just as it looks like he's about to turn and say something to someone, suddenly there's a, oh! And you just hear a dunk as everyone just, and there's a, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Let's go. Let's go. And Ian just makes his way out with the cheering having dissipated somewhat now. Everyone leaving, and the 5 of you and Vlad are just left in the entrance hall.
Magnus, isn't he like the captain or something?
The worst? Oh, yeah, the captain, yeah.
Why is he tripping? Like, how could you be on a broom and be up in the air and be fine, but then trip? I don't think he's actually.
You
very
wouldn't
good,
believe
actually.
how much Ian actually trips. When you count it up, he's tripped
I
quite a
tripped
lot
him
in his life.
once. Do you remember?
I do.
And
do.
10 when you fell over. That was me with my foot.
Well, I just tripped him again, Dot. And it felt great.
Dot's like on top of the world right now because she was bonding with Magnus. She's got a cardigan from Sissy, and she's just like, "Oh boy, what a day! What a good day!"
As this is happening, V, you feel a small, light hand just tap on your shoulder, and turning around, you see your next-door neighbor in the dormitories, Danny, standing there, wearing a big turtleneck sweater and her red hair just sort of contrasting against the blue of the jumper, and she just goes, "Hi, sorry, are you going to the Quidditch game today?"
I'll go if you go.
What? Yeah, I've never seen a match up
Yeah,
close.
you should come with. All my friends are probably gonna go because they like sports. Ew. But it's still fun to sit out there and there's air and we can just come with me.
Okay. Well, I have some galleons.
We can get snacks. I can buy you snacks. I can do. And
I mean, I was going to offer that to you, so I guess this dream thing's working.
not if I buy you snacks first.
Okay, you're on. And she
Anyway,
just
yeah, let's go.
she puts her arm out for you and just sort of gestures that you can loop it through if you'd like. And then she waits for the rest of you to see what your next move is.
Danny, I'm
waiting
not gonna
for
loop
mine.
arms with you because I don't like touching people that much. It has nothing to do with you. You don't smell gross or anything. But all my friends are gonna come and we're all gonna go.
No, that's fine. I'll bear that in mind. Sorry, I didn't know.
No, don't apologize. I do wrong things every second, all the time.
Okay. Hi everyone. Hi.
Hi, Danny. It's good
Hi,
to see
Danny.
you.
Yeah, you too. You too.
Hi.
Hi. So who are we betting on?
Slytherin.
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 Okay. Well,
Do not
Green.
say you're cheering for Gryffindor around our friends.
Even if you are.
I'm gonna
Even
be
if
on
you
the
are.
I'm gonna be on the Slytherin team next year, so I'm cheering for them so we can have like a winning streak to start.
that's
Are you
fair.
a Gryffindor fan, Danny?
Not really. I don't really know the.
Because I heard that that Ian guy, he's been wetting the bed since he was like 9 years old.
Oh well.
Still to this
I
day.
heard that as well because the
I do that sometimes.
Oh, V.
Is that bad?
No, it's okay, V.
I have crazy dreams about mammals and it just happens.
Mammals. Mammal dreams.
Wait, I'm sorry. I meant to say,
Kind.
do you have dreams?
No. V, you don't. How about you tell me more about your dreams? What? And I just kind of come and sit with V.
So, as you see, as you see the crowds making their way out towards the Quidditch pitch in the distance, are you all following?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Dot
Grudgingly.
is like looking up, is looking around, like taking everything in to the point where like she probably would like trip over any obstacle that like got in her way because she's just not paying attention and she's just like looking at the stands and looking at the training rooms and looking at the players.
It is very overwhelming, especially in comparison to your first journey here, where you were just seeing the tryouts. It is huge and it is crowded. The stadium is absolutely packed. And as you make your way up the stairs into the stands, Magnus and Dot, you see a familiar face as the slightly broccoli-haired individual from Hufflepuff that you met, Rose Trickwick, sort of looks over and, hey, I hope you'll be coming. I saved you a seat.
There's two of us. Well, there's
3.
Yeah, I mean, hey, budge up. And you see that Amar is sat next to them and just, oh, hi everyone. I'll make some space. And he just shuffles up and Rose moves in the direction as well. And just sort of, all your friends can come if they'd like. There's plenty of room.
yeah. V, this is gonna be Rose, and Amar is sitting next to Rose. Rose is our friend. So
Oh, friends.
yes.
Hi.
Hello, are you voting for red or green, or do you hate sports like me?
I'm kind of indifferent to sport, to be honest, but just happy
I
to
knew
be
you'd
here.
be cool.
Well, I like your frog.
Oh, thank you. I will say I'm voting for green because Daw is all obsessed with it, so I'm gonna pretend that I like the snake people.
Okay.
But when
well,
I'm on the team, you'll actually like it, right? V?
When you're on the team, I'll be in the field with a poster with your name and your face on it, and I'll mess the other team up.
It's kind of cool. Does like looking at Magnus like it's kind of cool, right?
And sitting down, you notice Sissel across the way over on the other side of the stand. You can see Shannon with Konami and the rest of the Ravenclaw team, who are all sat together. And you see that Konami especially has a small notebook, and she appears to be looking at the pitch. And especially as the respective teams begin to make their way on, she's looking with great interest at the various makeup and the team members, and just and jotting down. And from over on the bandstand, Shannon sees you all and just gives a wave. And you can see up in one of the towers, all of the teachers are gathered in their own box, atop one of the tall towers. And all around you, the crowds go wild as the two teams, one in red and one in green, step forward to meet one another in the center of the pitch. Ian leading his team and Sarah Kurtzman leading hers, and shaking hands in front of Madame Hooch. And as a murmur ripples around the gathered crowd in anticipation, Sarah dismounts from her chair and straps herself into her broom before leading her team up into the air, with Ian and the Gryffindor team following suit. And the two teams hover in midair over the pitch. And below them, Madame Hooch kicks open the large brown chest on the ground, and two iron bludgers fly up into the air, and the small golden-winged snitch darts up and away out of sight. And finally, she removes a small brown ball from inside the leather lining of its container. And after a moment's anticipation from the crowd, she releases it into the air, and the match begins. And it continues for a good half an hour as these teams duck and weave in and around the towers and through the pitch itself. And occasionally you all have to duck as chasers fly over you. And more often than not, the bludgers get closer than you would expect in an audience-based match, but they fly around. And eventually, after half an hour of very excited commentary from a young Hufflepuff student by the name of Kerry McKinnon, there is a cheer that goes up as she announces that the snitch has been caught by Gryffindor. and there is an almighty cheer that rings out around the stadium, and hordes of students rush out onto the pitch, and you see them lift various members of the team up into the air. And Magnus, you can't help but notice Ian being picked up and pushed up and down on a sea of people. And as he's brought down, you see Maisie throw her arms around him, and James next to him pumping his arms in the air. But as this celebration continues, you see the Ravenclaw team just making notes, and Konami closes her notebook and turns to the other players, and they're all in deep conversation. But slowly but surely, the bandstand begins to disperse, and the students begin to make their way back to the castle.
I have a question. And if I have to roll for it, that's cool.
Yeah.
During the match, could I have been trying to see how well I was able to track the snitch?
Yeah, absolutely.
My little eyes.
Make a notice something.
Okay, so that's 2d6 plus 1. 7.
7. So it is hard, and you imagine this is by design, especially in the conversations you've had at the Quidditch Club, but you are able to get a sense of how it glints in this admittedly very dim winter sunlight. But you see it flying around, and every so often you lose track of it for around 5 minutes, but it is hard, but it is not impossible. So as the match comes to an end, and as you see the respective teams begin to walk off the pitch, is there anything that you would like to do before the day comes to an end?
Ezra would like to try to pep talk Magnus a little bit, trying not to come off as patronizing.
Is this an
as possible.
inspire others roll? Is this
Yes,
Magnus is steaming right now.
and I'm just trying my best because I want Magnus to like me. Inspire, would that be inspire others?
Yep, so it would be a soul roll that you need to
Nice.
make.
And then it's plus whatever you have for me on relationships.
Okay, I have a -1 for you, but I have a +1 in soul normal, so it's just even.
cancel it
Yep.
out?
Ah!
3. Great.
It's a 3.
Let's play this out. How does this go?
Magnus, I know you wanted Slytherin to win, and I know they didn't get it, but it seemed like it was close. I don't fully understand the game, but I don't know why the little golden ball was so important, and we'll get him next time, right?
How can you say it was close when the snitch gives you 250 points, Ezra? It's not that I wanted Slytherin to win. I don't care about my house. It's that I wanted Ian to lose. I need to take a walk. And Magnus is gonna get up and just like walk off.
And I'm still trying. So, but it was just one ball, and we can get it next time.
Ezra. Hey, come here, Ezra. What? Okay, so Ezra, we're friends, right?
We are friends, yes.
Okay, so I think it's really important to help friends sometimes get stuff that they need if you're friends. And I was wondering, just thinking about this randomly, like while you're here, so I would ask you, what was the name of that thing that the James guy had? What was it?
Wait.
There was a thing.
There's two things I was promised I couldn't tell you.
What was?
And then there was one that I could tell you that I never promised.
Well, I always hear them whenever they're hanging out with Ian and stuff. James is always like, "Oh, I'm the best prankster. Oh, I'm the best prankster ever." And I know that Magnus loves prank stuff, and I thought maybe I could buy something for Magnus, and if I knew what a good prank thing. And I know you said that you talked to James, so I don't know if he mentioned anything.
Can we do a roll for this? Because I like promised, so I'm like conflicted.
Oh no, it's gonna
Yeah.
I'm not good at convince.
Make a convince. Yeah.
I have
Also,
nothing. I'm a +1 with you though.
also
It's true.
Magnus, you have taken a -2 to heart.
Upset.
Okay, I'm gonna go 2d6 plus 1 to try and convince you. That's an 8. What are you gonna do back?
Oh wait, is it?
Is there a
What do I-
resistance one, or how's it work,
So-
Ed? You're the GM.
So an 8, either Ezra, you
Mhm.
you go along for now, or you do it and you're scared of Dot, or you need proof, but that doesn't really work in this situation. So maybe you need incentive. We'll go with that.
I feel like because Dot and I are good friends, and you were wanting to help out another friend, and that's a big part of Ezra's like heart to try to make sure everyone is okay. Okay. So Dot, I know I can't tell you everything. I'll tell you two of the 3 things. One of them I super promised I wouldn't tell. The other one I kind of promised I wouldn't tell. It was poop paste. James had poop paste. I think it was like poop and claw, raven poop. Is something is just poop. And then James also had a map that showed where everyone is in real time.
Is that a prank?
It was used to do these pranks, because then you can't get caught if you know where people are. And if this helps Magnus, I know I'm kind of but I kept one promise, so that's okay.
Oh
I
my
don't
goodness,
wanna-
yeah. No, that's totally okay. And I'm not going to tell Magnus that you told me, or that James definitely has these things. I'm just going to tell Magnus about the things.
I just
James
want
has
Magnus to like me, and I want Magnus to be happy. And if this will help a little bit, then as long as you don't tell Magnus directly, I'm okay.
Okay,
with
so wait, so I'll help Magnus, and then I can say it was like your idea, maybe, or it's our idea, but not
no.
that. No, so
Last
you're not
time-
in it at all.
I'm not. You can have the credit for this. I just want Magnus to be happy. And last time I talked about James, Magnus looked like the dagger eyes, and I'm scared of the dagger eyes.
Also, thank
So-
you, Hannah, for the raid in the middle of Dot trying to do a prank.
Hi Hannah, we love you.
Hi, Hannah, we love you. Okay, so I'm not gonna tell Magnus that you told me this at all.
Yes, because the dagger
Okay.
eyes.
Because the dagger eyes. Got it. Okay, I will be right back. I'm gonna sprint after Magnus, just like a shot.
So Magnus, you hear behind you this. Sorry, was someone going to say something?
Magnus has gotten worked up to the point that he's like half convincing himself to go find Ian just because he wants to let off some steam. So she's probably going to catch up to him as he's running towards the like Gryffindor and
no.
just like angry.
I messed this up.
Dot is accidentally. Oh no! I'm walking into the eye of the storm.
I don't think he could have made it there though. But
I'm
that's up to Ed.
fast. Oh.
I mean, how? Let's make opposing quick and quiet rolls and just ignore the quiet thing. Let's see who gets to who first.
Is there any relationships involved, or is it just the body?
Let's just make it a straight body roll. I'll say.
What? No, I rolled. Did I roll the wrong? I rolled the wrong thing. I rolled the wrong thing.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter though, does it? When you think about it.
No, because you didn't roll 2Ds. You
What?
you rolled 1 dice.
Yeah, I didn't roll it
You
right.
rolled
So,
2d6.
yeah, I'm gonna roll 2d6 plus 2 again because I messed up. Oh, Magnus.
So, Magnus, as you begin to storm in the direction of this throng of celebrating Gryffindors, and as you feel this anger building up inside you, these years of resentment, suddenly you hear Dot's voice from behind you.
Magnus.
Not now, Dot.
No, it's about. Hey, no, okay, I can't yell at you. It's about, and I'm like trying to like run close enough to be like under my voice. It's about like making Ian poop a lot.
That's disgusting.
Well, no, okay, just hear me out. Just like, wait, can you just like stop running for like a second? Just like a second, can you stop walking?
I'm gonna look over at the Gryffindors and then look back at Dot. You've got 10 seconds.
There's a poop paste that James Potter has that we could take and we could make your brother poop a lot with it. And also there's a map that shows, okay, man, 10 seconds. But there's a poop paste that we could, if you put, it makes people poop a lot. And James has it and also it exists. So I thought we could prank your brother with it maybe, or with something else.
You know
And
poo. He got that from
I know what poo is.
No, it's called You Know Pooh. It's from Wheezy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
Wheezy's Wizarding.
right. And then it makes you constipated.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I should have known you would already know about it. My point is that if you want to prank your brother and have fun, I'm happy to help. And I just thought maybe that would be new information, but it's not. But I'm still here to help with anything. Not like emotionally, because I don't think that you like that, but with pranks.
It doesn't matter how many pranks I pull or how much I trip him or cast Petrificus Totalis on him or spread rumors about him. He's still a liar.
He's a liar about what?
He told my parents that I'm in Gryffindor, Doc. And they said everything that I've ever wanted to hear from them.
Oh.
But only because they think I'm a Gryffindor. And that is not something that I have the heart to correct, but he needs to be the one to tell them. I can't go home for the holidays.
Yeah.
Face them as they call me their Gryffindor son.
And it's like, if this makes it worse, I'm sorry, but it's like, you know, the idea of like getting congratulated by your parents on going to Hogwarts, like that sounds really nice, and it sounds like he kind of took that from you, you know, like you haven't really got your proper.
I've never heard my mom say that she's proud of me, Dot. And she did. Because she thinks that I'm in Gryffindor with Eton. He stole that moment from me. That was supposed to be a moment for me being in Slytherin, and he stole that because he... And I can never get that back.
Is your mom maybe nicer? Would they maybe be proud of you if you were in Slytherin as well? Because maybe they just would have said it about any house.
I don't think so.
Well, okay, we'll deal with the Ian thing, but you know, I mean, I think that it's really important that the Sorting Hat, it like looked into your soul and it saw who you were and who you could be, and it gave you this house. And I think that's the most important thing. I think that your parents should be proud that you're somewhere that you really belong and that you can thrive and that you'll be with friends. And if they would, like, if when they find out that you're a Slytherin, they're not proud of you anymore, then they stink, because they should just love you for all of, like, you know, like your potential and everything that you care about, even if it's not what they want you to care about. And does this make any sense? I'm really sorry. I'm not good with parent stuff, and there's a lot of it today.
No, I get what you're saying, but unfortunately for my parents, it's always about who you know and your status. It's never been about what you can do.
That's
And
really
I'm starting to
unfair.
realize that that's just something I'm gonna have to deal with.
Yeah. I feel like it's not the same thing, but I feel like I always got sad whenever my parents wanted me to do something else or want me to be a different way, and then they would love me, kind of thing. Like it felt like not unconditional, because if you think about it, it's like your parents are like, they're like biologically geared to meant to love you unconditionally. So when they don't, you just assume that it's because of you, but it's not really. It's just because they're projecting, and you have to live your own life and stuff like that. I was reading things on it, but I didn't get far enough, but I got up to that far. It said you have to live your own life, and we're only young. Maybe they'll change their minds. Maybe you'll do really cool stuff in Slytherin and they'll realize that they're stupid, and then they'll like cast away this whole dumb ancestral Gryffindor thing and they'll realize what's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't-
Yeah, like what if we're both on the Quidditch team and then we get like a winning streak and we like constantly beat Ian all the time, or like you get really high grades, or we win the House Cup.
Yeah, we win the House Cup. You think I'm gonna do Quidditch with you? Don't-
Well, no, you don't have to do Quidditch with me, but like the House Cup, like the points. Like I'll do the Quidditch stuff and then you do the magic stuff.
Right.
And you'll be so
Yeah.
good at spells, and then Ian's gonna graduate and he's just gonna be like one of those washed up sports guys in America where they were like, oh, I was really good at sports when I was like 16, and they're like boring and their girls' friends don't even like them, not even a little bit, and then he won't have any cool spells and he won't know any history or anything like you do, and you'll be the coolest one. You're already the coolest one, but like, you know, you'll know it.
Right. It's probably good that you stopped me before I went in there, because I probably would have cried in front of my brother.
Yeah, you don't
which
want
I
to.
don't really want to do now.
I bet that he probably thinks, because you're younger, he probably thinks that you're like immature and like you don't know what's right for you or whatever. So then if you made a scene like that, then he would be able to be like, oh, it's my silly little brother crying. But like you didn't cry in front of him, because you wouldn't cry in front of him because you would let your friend talk too fast, and then you would do something else to make him feel bad instead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry about your mom though. I don't really know how to help with that because I'm not good with parent stuff, but I'm always here if you want to just like talk about it, or if you want a hug or a tissue or space or advice. No, not advice, sorry. Or pranks.
Is it almost time for food? What's after the match?
Yeah, it's coming up to lunchtime now.
How about we just go catch up with everyone else and grab some supper?
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to talk about, or anything that any questions you have for me, and I could make you feel better?
No, I'm ready to put Ian out of my mind for a little bit.
That's a good idea. He doesn't deserve to have space in your head.
No, he does not.
No, we got more important things to think about. Like, what is that? What was the transfiguration? Like, how are we supposed to turn a book into another book? There's like 30 pages of letters and we have to get it all right, and I don't understand how we're meant to do that. Like, that homework is ridiculous.
It's quite simple, really. And then Magnus is gonna explain it as they walk back to the Grand Hall.
Dot is listening avidly.
And as you all walk in your respective groups back towards the Great Hall, that is where we're going to take our break, and we'll be back momentarily.
Dot needs a break from all the parental trauma.
I know. We're just
I was running.
Honey. Mika and me were just sitting here being like, Dot and Magnus is so funny, haha. And then Mika was like, how much time do you have left on the timer? And it took down to 0, and we were like, Mika.
Nothing.
None of the time. Anyway, hi everybody, it's us. Hi, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Why can't we hear Twitch chat? I don't hear them in my ears. What's going on? I'm so confused.
Say it louder, please.
Chat, can you say hello
Speak
louder?
up.
We can't hear you. Speak up.
I think your mic is muted,
I
chat.
think your mic is muted, chat.
oh no.
Hang.
What if we did start hearing them, though? How crazy
I
would that
would
be?
call the police.
Turn my computer off.
I would
They're
run.
probably in your house.
That's how the fire started.
It was
Gremlins.
Lovely. Shall we jump back in?
Yes.
Yes.
So, as the weeks run on and the end of term comes into view and winter continues on apace, as December comes, you start to see the castle transforming around you as preparations are made for the looming festivities. Fir trees are placed around the castle and Christmas decorations are strung throughout the halls and in the common rooms. A tree stands in the center of each house, and in the dungeons, after a very nervous Vlad asks Professor Bleakholm, encouraged by the house prefect Sarah Kurtzman, this is joined by a plethora of Hanukkah decorations too. And as for the school itself, while the older years are slowly struggling with their ever-increasing workload, with Ian and Shannon starting their year of preparation for their OWL exams, and the trips to Hogsmeade by the third years and up, leaving the castle, feeling particularly quiet at times, it feels more and more familiar to you all. You start to learn the shortcuts around Hogwarts, the quickest ways to classes, and Filch's least travelled corridors. And you also hear stories around the grounds that Peeves is targeting many of the travelling students with very, very icy snowballs. And Violet, one day as you are walking across the grounds, on your own enjoying the snow falling all around you, you hear a rustle in front of one of the bushes nearby, and then suddenly the familiar orange-eyed and bell-hatted individual flies out in front of you, holding numerous snowballs in one hand and another in his right, and he just, ah! Oh,
What?
it's you.
What is your issue?
None with you. And you see him just drop all of the snowballs to one side and looking at you, how are you?
Medium.
Medium. Why medium?
No. I'm bored of everything.
You're bored. Oh, I hate getting bored. You know what I do
Me
when
too.
I'm bored?
What?
I like to mess up other people's days.
But then their day is messed up.
I know, it's delightful.
Is that funny?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I want to ruin someone's day.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, what can we do?
Oh, my young apprentice. And he floats down cross-legged in front of you and steeples his fingers. Oh,
I know where I can get a knife.
oh, do you? All right. The weapons in this castle were locked up a long time ago. So tell me, V, is there anyone in particular that you absolutely loathe?
My dad.
Your dad? Oh, he must be a young father. Unless he's one of the teachers.
No, he's an old farty man, but he's not here, so I guess, whose day can I ruin? How about we ruin your day, because I don't 100% like you.
Oh. All right. I mean,
Or is that not how it works?
I mean, technically it's not how it works, but now that I think about it, I've never been on the receiving end of a prank before. This could be quite exciting. A new experience for me. I've not had one of those in hundreds of years. All right, lay it on me. What would you do to me?
I would turn you into an anchor and throw you in the ocean and then human you when you're at the bottom, so when you are back to human, your breath runs out and you're dead.
Oh, I love it. I can't breathe, but I do love it. Ooh, all right. Yes. All right, should we go to the Black Lake and give it a go?
Yeah, well, let's go. My friends say that I should have my other friends nearby, but they've been busy and they don't really care about me, so let's just go.
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry to hear it, but when you came up to my tower, you seemed quite close. What's the problem? Lay it on Peeves as we go to the Black Lake.
Okay, yeah, let's go to the Black Lake.
Oh, yes, I said that. All right, let's go.
Okay. Are you gonna pick up your snowballs or just leave them there?
Oh, swoosh them about on the pavement a little bit. Hopefully
I'm gonna
it'll get really
smash
icy.
them with my feet.
Yes, and someone will slip and hurt their bottom.
Yeah, that'll be funny if they don't hurt themselves, but let's go to the Black Lake.
So, and he floats alongside you as you make your way to the waters. Oh, you said you're feeling ignored?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that nobody likes me that much.
Oh, but I don't understand why. You have such a lovely tone.
Because I say everything wrong.
Oh,
And
thank
question,
you.
and then sentence, and then question, and then this, and then that, and then they all whatever. And my dad, he just cares about what color your tie is. He doesn't care about what I like. And I used to be like, do you want me to tell you about my dream I had? And he says no. And I say, you want to see my drawing? And he says no. And he says, oh, what color is you? And everybody cares about, they all even sports. Oh, Slytherin. Oh, this. I wish there were 0 houses. I wish I could delete them all and we could just be wizards doing magic, because everybody cares about the group they're in. They don't care about I'm frustrated.
No, I can understand why. Grammar is so boring, and so sentences and sentence structure, and I don't know, I find the whole thing rather tedious, if I'm honest, but I do know.
Yeah, I think it's tedious as well. And,
Yeah.
you know, maybe I do like you, even though you're kind of weird, but maybe that's what are we gonna do?
Well, I like the idea of anarchy in the school. There is something quite exciting about all of that, breaking down the structures that have been in place
Yeah.
since the beginning. But I don't know how
Yes.
to do that.
We can find a way. And just should I tell my friends I'm doing this too? Well, maybe Ezra might want to know, but maybe I shouldn't tell him.
Oh, well, this is your idea, so I wash my ghostly hands of it, frankly. If anyone asks me, I don't know who told me.
Yeah, how do we erase all of it, all the system? How do we take it all down?
Well, I mean, the flooding of Slytherin dungeons was quite good, because that put that out of commission for a little bit. So I guess if you did something similar to the other houses, you'd probably be able to get something like that done. Trouble is, they're all protected. There's the fat lady. There's that raven door knocker, and then there's the old barrels that aren't even full of ale, so they're no fun. You pose an interesting quandary, and I'm determined that we are going to find out the answer to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if we burn down the whole place, but I don't have enough fire.
I do have one issue with that, in that if this place goes, I'm probably likely to disappear as well. So if you could not burn my home down, that would be nice.
Yeah, I was not thinking about it enough, and I don't want my friends to burn, but I just need something to change. You know, what can we do? What if we just make everything so that nobody has a tie or a house and we're all the same? Not like a communism or whatever, but like something similar.
You know, I think I've had an idea that just might work.
What?
I'm gonna steal everybody's ties.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Yes.
Get rid of all these different, and then they'll all be the same. They can stop being obsessed about what stupid house they're in.
And then we can turn them into anchors and put all the ties at the bottom of the Black Lake, and then the mermaids can just, I don't know, whatever mermaids do.
That is a great idea. You're my best friend. You're my best friend.
Oh.
Okay, I meant to say you're not my best friend yet, but eventually will be, because boundaries are. You're gonna be my best friend. Are you gonna be my best friend? Yes.
I've never had a friend before.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, I think you're really cool in a creepy way, but I think that's fun.
Oh,
I just needed spicing something up, and you're we're gonna get all the ties, and all my friends are gonna love you, and then you can hang out with all of us.
oh.
But we're not gonna tell them that I did anything with the ties, because I don't get into trouble, whatever. But we're gonna do it.
You don't need to worry. I'm no golden snitch. Well, Violet Slughorn, I believe we have a deal.
Okay, well, how do I know the next thing I have to do? Will you send a message my way?
Yes. Yes, I will. I don't know what it is yet, but I will.
Okay, I'm not going to tell anybody about this. Okay? Oh, I'll try.
Okay. Right, here we are. Turn me into an anchor and let's see what happens.
How do I do that?
I have absolutely no idea, but give it a go.
Arrivederci.
make a magic roll for me. And
Okay.
Okay, so you flick your wand in his direction, and there is, as his arms are stretched out, you see them begin to shrink in, and his legs begin to bow upwards, as he slowly, in front of you, becomes a very orange, very rust-coloured anchor, just floating in the air. And as is happening, and as his belled hat is turning into the top of this anchor, he's just, this tickles. Okay. And his slowly just falls to the ground, and very disconcertingly, his orange eyes are still blinking on the front of this anchor.
Did it work?
Yeah, but I don't know if I want you to be the anchor now, because how am I going to get the ties if you can't move?
Oh, that's a good point.
You can, yeah. Well, I don't know how to put you back, but maybe you can figure it out and talk to me at a later time.
I thought you knew how to cast spells.
I'm learning. I've been taking classes and stuff, but.
Oh, great. Oh, fine. Okay, well, okay, try and turn me back if you can.
Okay, do I need to roll for that?
Yes, you do.
Oh, boy. Oh.
You watch as the limbs slowly start to stretch out again, and creating this small gravel angel on the ground as Peeves just slowly comes into view. And then flying up into the air with renewed energy, he comes back down again and, oh, that was so invigorating. Right, I'll get on our tie shenanigans, and I will send you a message very soon, Captain.
Okay. And we're secret best friends, okay? Shh.
Oh, shush, shush. Mum's the word.
So, the rest of you, over these weeks, is there anything that you are wanting to do as November turns to December and Christmas starts to approach?
Yes. I would like to find Shannon to ask him a question.
Okay. So, you're able to find him. He is very, very busy in these weeks, preparing for his exams, as well as preparing for the upcoming Ravenclaw versus Hufflepuff match. But you are able to catch him one evening in the Ravenclaw common room, sitting there with Konami, and they seem to be discussing tactics. But as you approach, he just looks up. Oh, hey, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. I have a question. It doesn't have to be private or anything.
Okay.
So I'm trying to, branch out and get to know some people, and I've seen how you feel about James. Could you introduce me? Because I'd like to get to know him as a friend.
Yeah, I can do. The Potter name, a particular draw?
No, I just have some questions to ask him. She's
Okay.
trying not to seem suspicious.
Make a convince roll for me. And I'll say do a +2, because I imagine your relationship with your brother is pretty good.
Okay. You said convince?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's +3 to him, +1 to heart, it's +3. Oh.
He looks at you and just he narrows his eyes somewhat, and you've seen this look before. He knows you're up to something, but nevertheless he smiles and, Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Okay. I'll tell you what. I'll point him in your direction over breakfast one time. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
She
that's
like
okay.
skips off. She's like, bye.
So the following day, you as you all head down to breakfast, you see that Shannon walks over to the Gryffindor table, and you see the familiar trio of Ian, Maisie, and James all together. And as Shannon sits down with them and talks with each of them, he points in your direction, and you see James walking over, sort of very, very scruffy clothing, as he just starts to tuck in his shirt. And hey, your brother said you wanted to chat, so
Yeah.
Okay.
But not here. I have a question to ask you without prying ears.
Okay, cool. Shall we?
Oh,
Okay.
you know the halls better than I, so whoever.
Okay, yeah, I know a place. Well, follow me. And he turns around to the rest of you and, hey, sorry, Magnus, and hey, Ezra, how you all doing?
It's off, James.
Hi, James.
Hi, cool,
Hello.
lovely.
I'm Dot, by the way. Sorry, before you go, I just.
Hi, Dot. And he reaches down and shakes your hand. Lovely to meet you. And lovely. Okay, and I'll show the way. And he takes you, Sissel, up a couple of stairs until eventually you come to a large landing where there is a stuffed bear off to one side. And you also see a moving portrait, although not moving quite so much at the moment, as there is a knight just currently leaning against a log with just his helmet moving up and down, and you realize that he is currently snoring. But James looks around and, well, with the exception of Cadogan here, we are alone, so...
Perfect. So,
Mhm.
I heard quite a long time ago, and I've just been, trying to think of how to talk about it, but I heard you're a prankster, right?
You may be correct, and your sources may be very accurate. Why do you ask?
And her demeanor changes and gets a little more serious. I also heard that you have very rare things in your possession.
And he looks a little taken aback by this, and okay, what sort of things are we talking about?
I have heard that you happen to have a piece of parchment that when you say something to it, it opens up a map where you can tell where everybody is, as well as an invisibility cloak. Am I wrong?
What if you weren't?
Well, I know I'm not, so
Okay.
I have a proposition. If you were to let me borrow those two items, I will do anything you ask. Anything. I'm not opposed. Unless it harms my brother, then no.
Make a convince roll.
Okay.
He just looks at you. Okay, let's say, for the sake of argument, I do. How long are you going to need it for? What are you going to need it for?
I would assume probably just one evening. So not long. I'd return it by breakfast. Both items.
Okay.
And what I'm going to use it for, I would like to prank my brother.
Okay. I can get behind that. Okay.
Yeah.
just while we're talking, it would be nice if as few people found out about this as possible, because
Of course.
the cloak especially, my dad was going to give it to me anyway next year, but I appropriated it from home.
Your
for the,
secret is safe with me.
Thank you very much.
Mm.
Okay, well, tell you what, I'll drop by the Ravenclaw Tower. I have my ways, and I will get those items to you. And I can ask you for any favor.
Any favor?
Any favor. Okay. I'll bank that.
Go for it.
Okay.
Look forward to it, and I reach my hand out. Let's shake on it.
He reaches his hand out, and I wish I'd known more people like you in my first year. I think business, especially in the pranks, would have been impressive. Maybe also, just a word to the wise, maybe tell your friends to avoid the communal toothpaste for the next couple of days.
Again?
I'm trying to get around all the houses. It's a thing.
Okay.
Okay. I'll get
Thank you
those.
for that tip. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. We're in business now.
Don't tell anybody about this, right? And I won't either.
No, you have my word.
All right. Same. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, goodbye.
She walks back to the Great Hall.
Okay. The rest of you, is there anything that you would like to do over these days?
I want to play Quidditch.
Magnus is actually gonna ask Dot if he can come learn Quidditch with her.
Quidditch date. What did you say? I didn't say that. What did you say? Quidditch, French friends being friends. What? Anyway. Quidditch.
I thought about what you said after that Quidditch match, and I thought, what better way to shove it in my brother's face than to apply myself to Quidditch and try to be the better Linux here.
Oh my god, yes. Okay, wait, do you know what sort of position you would want to be in? Or are you like you're not sure, or...
God, what is Ian's position again?
So he's captain, but he's chaser.
I figure I'd go after Chaser.
Okay. I'm not sure what I want to be because I'm pretty good at all of them. I haven't done any of them, but I think I'd be good at all of them. But I can definitely see you as a chaser. You'd be really good at that, I think. Especially because you got long arms, so you can Anyway, so question: How does the Quidditch club work? Do we just go and practice Quidditch, or do we have to illicitly go and get the brooms right now? What's the sitch?
Well, I was about to say, as this conversation is happening, you see a shadow over the table, and Dot, as you look up, you see the familiar wine red hair of Sissel's brother, Shannon, and he just leans in. I couldn't help but overhear on my way out the words Quidditch being thrown around.
Yeah, we would like to learn some Quidditch because I've been going to the club and I'm really good at it, but I feel like I've kind of learned everything that I can there, and Magnus would like to also learn more.
Okay, well, I've got to admit, I've been studying like crazy in the library, and I'm sorry I haven't offered sooner, the whole Quidditch thing that I put on the table, but I've been very distracted because, Dot, you are so good. Where did that come from?
I'm on the netball team back at school, and I'm just really good. I have a scooter and I have a skateboard, and I just love sports. I like them a lot. So I'm really glad that I'm good at this one as well.
Well, tell you what, feel free to practice yourselves, but the offer to train still stands. I know I've been so busy with studying, and also we've got the match in a couple of days. But after that, if you're game, I'm happy to take you and Magnus. And he turns to the rest of you, and the rest of you folks, whoever wants to join, and I can show you the ropes and kind of introduce you to. And he looks around and makes sure no one's watching. I can even get some of the Quidditch equipment and maybe bring out some bludgers and a snitch.
Sissel perks up.
That would be awesome. I would love that. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Okay, we'll do that. Okay.
Okay, cool. Well, I've got to go because otherwise Professor Bleaknorm is going to kick my ass. But I will see you in a couple of days, and lovely to see you all. Sorry, I haven't been, but anyway, I'll see you all soon. And with that, he gives a wave and heads out of the Great Hall, leaving you all on your own.
Shannon's so cool. I love Shannon.
No, when he does stuff like that, I feel bad about crossing my fingers behind my back.
When did you cross your fingers behind your
I
back?
mean, you should feel bad anyway.
Wait, when were you crossing your fingers behind your back?
Whenever he
Right.
lied about not going back up to the 5th house.
Why
I
don't
don't
you
think
just lie?
Well, I feel better about it when I cross my fingers. Been doing it since I was a child.
Oh. I just lie and don't feel bad about it. Anyway, so who wants to go doing Quidditch stuff? Because I know Magnus wants to go. Does anyone else? I can teach you. Well, me and Shannon can teach you Quidditch. If you guys want to come at some point.
What time of day is it right now?
So it's breakfast. It's the morning.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be down.
Okay. Ezra, do you want to learn Quidditch at all? Or do you want to...
I kind of want to show V something, but maybe we can meet up afterwards if V wants, or we can come now. V
We can go, but like not care about the Quidditch.
okay.
Just talk.
Okay.
I love
Um,
sports.
Still hear
we
ya.
wanna come. Oh, we love
They
sports.
still
and
hear
we're-
us.
Okay.
Dot hears everything.
You
Dot's the master
whispered with your
eavesdropper.
hand on the other side. I could still see your mouth.
Oh, well, I meant to say I love sports.
What's your favorite part about Quidditch, V?
The ball.
Which one?
The Mitchell. It's got wings and it's alive.
It's called a snitch bee.
It's an animal from the forest and it's part of the game and I would
No,
love
it's-
to attend it.
It's metal. It's just a metal ball.
Metal in your eyes, but we love sports. Just let us come.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, I want you to come. So.
Because I love sports as much as you.
V, do you really love sports? And I like to
Yeah, I love
instant
getting-
success my convince
love-
roll.
I love doing fitness.
Tell the truth.
I just want to be around people, okay? I don't care about this crap. I mean this. I do. Sorry, I don't know.
Swear.
I
You
meant
don't
to
have
say
to
I
come
don't like
back.
this heckin' things.
You don't have to come, V.
But me and Ezra, I just.
Ezra
you know,
will spend
Ezra
time
wants
with
to
you.
go. Ezra wants to go so bad, and I'll go with him.
Okay, just don't complain the whole time or anything.
I'm not
please,
gonna talk
'cause
to you. I know you're gonna be doing sports.
V, how about we do this time, and then you could pick the next thing we do, and we can like take turns, so that way we can, get to see what each other likes.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah.
Dot. I just wanted to come to see how good you are and how good Magnus is. I just wanted to watch.
Okay. Well, what's the thing that we're gonna do next time, V? What do you like to do?
Maybe we can go to the forest with our knives.
Okay. I don't have a knife, but I'll go to the forest with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We'll touch on that later.
I'm
let's
not good at Quidditch, so you're probably going to see me fall a lot, but
I would love to see that. Because it would be funny. Because sometimes hurting people is fun. Just kidding. I not have any new best friends. Let's just go.
Afraid of her.
So heading off. While the others, Cecil, are you going to be playing Quidditch as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
So the three of you, if you can make soul rolls for me. For you, Dot, it is more in terms of how you teach the experience that you've accrued in a relatively short amount of time. And while that is happening, Ezra
Do I have
and
anything forward? Sorry, do I have any +1s or anything?
I'd say whoever has whoever you have the large. Let's average it out, just a +1.
Okay.
Yeah, a
So I'll
+1
do-
for each of you, I'd say, in addition to your soul.
Wait, who's rolling?
I got a 10.
I got a 10.
No.
Wow.
We're all rolling.
Queens.
Bella.
Okay. Wait, what are we plussing?
Do a
So-
+1, and then also whatever your soul is.
Oh, we get a +1 too?
Yeah. Oh, so you got 10 as well.
Yeah, the dice are so kind this round.
Yeah.
As opposed to last time when you're all.
Last
Oh.
2 times.
Oh, never mind. V didn't do so good, actually.
We
Get some life
cursed it.
experience, though.
So I'd say for you, V, because you are not partaking, you are simply observing as your friends play around on brooms in a Quidditch club. The three of you have been studying flying together under Madam Hooch, but under the tutelage of Dot, you're able to learn slightly more complicated maneuvers, and you find yourselves moving in an almost synchronized manner through the air, ducking and weaving through the cold winter sky above. And while this is happening, Ezra and V, as your friends fly above you, what are you doing?
I'm taking notes on how everything is happening because I don't fully understand the game yet. So I'm taking notes while also trying to be engaging with V. So kind of multitasking.
And was there something you wanted to do with V as well, or?
Just whatever V is up to. I'm just vibing out with V because I know V doesn't really care about the sports side of it.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of letting V lead our activities while we're watching.
Okay. And
Ezra,
Yeah.
what have you been doing lately? I haven't been doing nothing.
Well, okay. So oh wow, you seem flying. So I recently I found out a little bit about my dad, and I would love to show him to you. I know I've told you a little bit about how I've never really met him, but I would love to show you what he looked like.
Oh wow, is he nice now? Are you friends?
I would like to think we're friends. He looks very happy in the photos. And you're important to me, and I would if you would like to see him, it would mean a lot to me.
Of course I want to see him, as long as he's nice to you.
Yeah. I would think he would be. But wait, hold on. What do you mean you have been up to nothing? What?
I've been doing not anything. I don't have a new best friend or anything.
Can I roll?
yeah, sure. Make her.
I don't.
Make her read between the lines. Roll. So that's
What is
hard.
that? Oh, nice. And then I add
Whatever your
rela-
relationship modifier is. So
Oh my
with
gosh, here we
V,
go.
that's
Oh no,
plus
we're
1.
gonna get trampled.
Oh.
Here we go.
So you can choose whether you know whether she's telling the truth. How are they feeling? How do I get them to trust me? I'll say those are the 3 things that you can choose.
I want to go with I know when V's telling the truth. Just because we've spent a lot of time together. So, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No.
So, V,
No
V,
new
we're-
best friends? Nothing crazy?
V, we're best friends, right?
Yes.
And I would never lie to you. Would you lie to me? V, you can tell me things and it could be a secret. Remember how we said we could have secrets?
Okay,
And
okay. Okay. I have a secret, but I can't tell you a lot of stuff about it.
you can tell me a little bit. How about a little bit?
Okay, I'll tell you one word.
Okay.
Revolution. That's it.
Revolution. Okay.
That's and there's
um,
no that's no and don't
Can-
worry, Don't worry. Ezra?
Yes. I see you winking.
I got your
Can
back. I know you're one of my best friends, but for real, you are. I got your back. I got your back. I got your back. Don't you worry.
Can I ask one more question? Just between
So-
best friends.
Okay.
Just one more. Who else is in on our revolution? Because if you're my best friend, I'm gonna be in on the revolution too. So I need to know who I can trust.
He's a person, or they're a person that
Okay.
they're definitely a student.
When were they a student?
Don't ask me any more questions. It's scary.
Well, okay. How about this? If we see them and you feel comfortable telling me, just wink at me.
They're
You don't
a
have
student. Don't think about anybody that's not a student, so you don't figure it, or so you don't get it twisted. It's Dot. It's Dot.
be.
It's Dot. Yeah, we're.
I know it's not Dot, but I won't push it anymore. We will start our revolution. Whenever you can let me know who our friend is, and then once we're comfortable, maybe we can do it.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. You have met.
It's not James, is it? Because Magnus will be really mad if I agree to do a revolution with James, and I don't want Magnus to be mad at me.
Why? What's James about?
There's a
I
lot to
told you
unpack
stuff.
with
You
that.
could tell me stuff.
There's a lot to unpack between Magnus and James, and I just want Magnus to like me. So if it's James, I don't know if I could fully revolt with you, but I can.
Okay, I can help Magnus like you, and then we could all join the revolution. Maybe we'll see. You know, I'm
Okay.
kind of a big deal around these parts, so I just gotta just be a little quiet about it for now because I'm kind of making moves. Anyways,
Okay, how about for our revolution code? Next time you want to talk about this, wink twice.
which eye?
Either, whatever
What
eye
about
you
if I
feel
do
like.
both? Or what if I do one eye at the same time, like this?
That's blinking.
Hey, fine, I'll do it how you want.
We can do it how you want. Okay, so you can blink twice.
Yeah, a double wink like this. When
A
I
double
double
wink.
wink, you know what that means, okay?
Double wink equals revolution. Okay, I got it
Yes.
written down, and you'll tell me about our friend eventually, so we can be on the same page. But that's fine. You don't have to tell me now. And then
Yeah, pretend
when
you didn't hear any of this because
I'll pretend.
I trust you.
We're best friends, and I would never want to lie to you.
Also, me and Sissy made you a drawing, and we'll have to give it to you later. You're
Oh,
gonna be a wonderful part of the.
okay.
Okay. Anyways, no more talking about it.
And we're
okay?
talking. Look at our friends flying. We were watching them the whole time.
Whoa! Just say you like sports. That's all they want to
Okay. Okay.
hear. Woo! Sports.
So as the word sports echoes around the grounds, the next few days continue on until eventually it comes to the second inter-house Quidditch match between Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff. And it is a tight one, very, very, very close. And there is a moment of panic halfway through, especially... actually, before we do that, Cecil, you wanted to play a prank. What would you like to do with your prank? I almost forgot.
It's not a prank. We need time for it.
Oh,
Sissy
okay.
lied?
So if you want to do this first.
No.
Sissy lied.
Because if this is happening tonight, it happens now. So yeah, what are you doing?
I want to get up past my bedtime.
Okay. So arriving back to the Ravenclaw common room at the end of the day, at the end of flying brooms with Dot and Magnus, and heading back upstairs with Ezra and with V, you find that on your bed there is a small parcel wrapped in brown paper. And as you open it, you see that resting on top of a large, clumped up bit of fabric, there is a blank sheet of paper, folded up.
All right, I pick it up. Did he leave a note on how to use it?
For expediency's sake, we'll say.
Okay, thanks. All right. Looking around, making sure there's nobody in the room with me, I bring up my wand and I tap it. And
As you do so, it spreads out into a moving tapestry of Hogwarts. And you see tiny little footprints of Phileas Flitwick moving through the corridors at a rapid pace. You see Professor Minerva McGonagall pacing in the headmaster's office, and a multitude of other names besides, as well as your friends.
This is cool. What time is it?
I'll say it'll probably be after supper, so let's say around 8 o'clock, probably. Or are you waiting till everyone is asleep?
I want it to be much later.
Okay, so we'll say you have a little bit of nap time before eventually it gets to around 11 or 10, whichever you prefer.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to wake up from my nap and look around, make sure, V's asleep, Danny's asleep, everyone's just nestled. And I'm gonna pull out the cloak where I stashed it and the map. And I'm gonna open it up and look at it to make sure there's not very many people in my way.
Okay.
And I want to put on the cloak and go upstairs to the 7th floor.
Okay. I will say, just because I think it could be fun, V, can you just make a notice something check for me?
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Notice something, so just your mind.
Okay.
Fast asleep, doesn't notice anything. there is a moment. There is a moment where you just hear a, "Oh, no, not the butterflies," and you turn over and you see V just turning over in her bed, but all is quiet in the dorm.
Okay.
So you head on out of the Ravenclaw common room, and you make your way up to the 7th floor.
All right, I want to approach the wall and open up the 5th house.
Once again, the double doors appear, the skull at its top, and pushing it open, the darkness of the room opens up in front of you, and you see the room appear on your map.
Okay. Should I try to cast Lumos? I guess light would be nice.
You can try.
Yeah, I can try. If not, it's gonna be a lot of bumping. Nice.
Okay. You cast it, and bright white light emanates from the end of your wand, illuminating the space around you, the dusty floor, the empty portrait, the empty fireplace, and the now open door off in the corner that leads down to the levels below.
I want to make my way toward that door, but before I do, I want to look at the labyrinth on the floor and see if
Okay.
it shows up on the map.
So you look down, and you see that as before, the pattern on the stone is moving and shifting, with the paths of the labyrinth changing constantly. And you hold the map over it, looking at its surface. And you see that while the staircase down to the lower level appears, and the small room where you found the strange orb shows up on the map, beyond what you imagine to be the circular stone door, there is nothing. However, as you look and you cast your gaze over the map, you see footsteps moving down the corridor and stopping in front of the entrance. There is a label hanging in the air next to the footsteps, and it is blank. And the door slowly opens, and you see a silhouetted figure standing there before they step in and close it behind them.
Have they seen me?
Doesn't look like it. You are
Can I-
examining the map underneath the invisibility cloak, so
Oh,
as
good.
far as you can tell, they cannot see you.
Okay, I want to like just shove myself in a corner, like listen outside of the cloak.
With your wand underneath your cloak, there is now no more light. But your eyes slowly adjust to the darkness, and you see this silhouetted figure move forward. They appear to be wearing a long cloak. And as they walk forward, dust kicked up beneath them, they kneel down on the floor, where the labyrinth lies carved, and brings out a wand, and then another one, and just places them on the floor, and brushes the floor, and you just hear a as dust just flies backwards. And the figure just looks for a moment, before then looking in the direction of the spiral staircase. And standing up, they move towards it and down the stairs.
I want to follow, but like from a distance.
Okay. Make a quick and quiet check for me.
No, I don't wanna. Where is that? God, it's a -2. No, I love that for me.
As you step forward, a stone skitters across the floor as your foot just steps out, and the figure pauses and very quickly turns around, and there is a flash of bright light, so blinding and in front of the figure's face that you cannot see them. But they move around the space. And they move forward and just reach their hand out. Their features still obscured, but they are reaching and reaching. And you just feel the fingers just brush ever so slightly against the cloak. What are you doing?
Can I try to step back?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say make a struggle check for me.
You know I have -2 to body. Come on.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to step back just out of view, and the hand just clasps nothingness. And then the light goes out on the wand, and the figure turns and walks back down the stairs.
Okay, can I follow this time?
Okay.
Once again at a distance.
You follow them down, and the figure, still shrouded in shadow, moves down the stairs, down, 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 until you're once again in the small room with the large circular door. The podium, you notice, is empty. The glass orb that was there when you were last is no longer. And even the figure seems to stop at this, and looks at the small golden stand atop it, before turning to face the door. And once again casting Lumos, you see the figures carved into the surface and the skull with the strange symbol on its forehead. And he reaches forward and just places a hand upon it. And holding the wand in the other hand, he just traces the carvings. Only 2 more. Only 2. And the figure steps back and turns towards the spiral staircase and walks towards it. What are you doing?
Backing up.
Make another quick and quiet check for me, please.
Am I backing up?
So much experience today, though, on the plus side.
You start to creep back. And as you do so, walking up the stairs backwards, your foot just, and it is a large cloak, just clips on the edge, and you just stumble back a little bit and find yourself prone on the stairs. And you see that one of your shoes, still on your foot, but is out of the cloak. And the figure just looks. Who's there?
I slide my foot back in.
I said, who's there?
I'll uncover my head under the cloak. What are you doing here?
How did you get in?
The same way you did.
The figure lights the wand, and their face comes into view. You have seen this individual before. A long, long time ago. In an alley. In Diagon Alley. And he looms over you. Bedraggled black hair falling down over his shoulders, and his light brown skin illuminated in the darkness. I know you.
I know you too. What do you know about this place? Why are you here? You're not a student or a teacher.
I never wanted to involve any of you.
Then why did you give me that in Diagon Alley many years ago? If you didn't want to involve anybody else. Because now I'm involved.
And as his eyes lower a little bit, there's something almost familiar about his features. And you see that as he looks up with very sad eyes, he looks remarkably similar to Ezra. Now is not the time.
I think now's the perfect time.
I'm sorry, and with a flick of his wand, you feel your joints just seize up, and you fall backwards. And he reaches down, and he takes the cloak from the stairs. And I thank you. I hope you will understand one day. And with that, he begins to move up the stairs. As you stay there, the darkness slowly enveloping around you as his wand moves up the stairs. And the last thing you see before everything goes pitch black is the circular door and the skull in its center, looming out of the darkness. And that is where we are going to end our episode. And it is where we are going.
End our episode. Oh, okay. And then we have to wait 2 weeks. And okay, Ed.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting.
Sorry.
Sissy, why? When Mika
I was
like,
planning.
when Mika was like, haha, Sissy just brought the other Deathly Hallow to him, haha, I was like, that sure is funny, Mika. And then wasn't
Well,
funny
we know this
anymore.
figured Win got the wand. Why wouldn't? Oh, okay.
Okay. For those of you who I should apologize because it was my intention to bring him in, but then everything
Somebody
happened.
had
For
to
that,
go into
for
the
those of you
room.
who were waiting for Tiberius, I am sorry. The NPC that you generated, he will be arriving hopefully in the next episode.
Honestly,
but-
Ed, I thought you were gonna like when she's looking at the map. I thought you were gonna have Tib and Shannon.
I thought actually so too.
I was just like waiting for you to be like, Sissy, you see your brother's name, and right next to it, Tiberius.
What is happening?
I actually thought that too. I thought it was just going to be somebody funny, and no one. Psych.
Yeah.
I was,
No, it
expecting, I was
wa-
expecting for Ed to be like, the last thing you see is the skull above the door. John and Magnus, you're at the Quidditch pitch as the crowd is roaring and Tiberius has got to go.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And thanks for
I'm-
taking this campaign in increasingly unexpected directions. I love you all so much.
Revolution.
for
Better
it.
than Harry Potter.
Revolution.
I'm supposed to sit on this info for 2 weeks.
I just
Yeah.
got
My-
trauma dumped
my
on,
world
and
is
I have to just
destroyed.
live with that.
Yeah, Ezra just
have you,
gets to
best
see
friend.
his dad's picture for the first time, and then suddenly it's like, your dad is now the bad guy.
Oh
He's about
my
to
God.
show up and mess up your world.
Honestly, like between Magnus going, I'm gonna cast like a reveal spell on this journal, and like Sissel going, I'm gonna go and look at the fifth house. I'm fast forwarding through my notes. It is very exciting. But we will be back again in 2 weeks to resolve this. We will see how.